So obviously you are more physically capable than you are today. One way of looking at the age of 80, okay, is that it's 80-year-old. So we expect some very little physical performance from a person who is 80. You are 62 today. So when you turn 80, there is another perspective. And that perspective is that at 80, he will have spent 18 years of a fitness lifestyle, which includes exercise and nutrition. So 18 years of a fitness lifestyle also can give you, and I'm saying it's very, very possible. And the approach is easy. Sticking to it is not, but the approach is easy, and if you do that, it is all nutrition related. Cardiovascular problems, nutrition related. Gastric problems, nutrition related. Neural problems, nutrition related. There is a book I would want you all to read, Brain. Today, I'm not just on a ketogenic diet because of the way it makes me look. Today, I'm on a ketogenic diet because I love my brain on the ketogenic diet. I love the way my brain functions. I love the sharpness that I have. Okay? Let me scare you all a bit. I can talk right now, from right now, for the next 10 hours, I can keep talking. I'm obsessed about this topic. It's in my mind all the time because there's a lot of anger also. Because the things I'm telling you that are wrong, I have taught that. You know of a guy called Tim Noakes? Dr. Tim Noakes, a South African fellow. How many of you all have participated in the marathon, Mumbai Marathon, or gone there, or are thinking of? You were there for the Mumbai Marathon? Are you going to be this year as well? Okay. So I was telling you, carbohydrates and sugar are actually useless. The entire macronutrient is useless. Okay. Put that page from the K11 manual. I'm going to show you a page from the K11 manual. Okay. My Academy's textbook. And I'm going to show you how wrong that is. It is my Academy's textbook. But it needs to be read. Protein also has 4 calories per gram. Fat has 9 calories per gram. Because of what went wrong with science around the 1940s, which I will share with you all, we think that is the problem. See, more calories, more fat. Hence, if dietary fat has got twice as much calories as carbohydrates, then fat will make you fat. Completely wrong. A calorie is a calorie is a calorie used to be the understanding of people a long time back, including nutritionists, including doctors. For them, it didn't matter whether you were getting 100 calories from a donut or 100 calories from a chicken. Today, we know for sure that it is like night and day. Getting 100 calories from a donut, or getting 100 calories from chicken, or getting 100 calories from palak, or getting 100 calories from meat, totally different. Despite the fact that 100 calories are going into the body treats it completely differently. 100 calories from a donut will make you fat. 100 calories coming from chicken will not. Bhura. Then we diet Kaizzad. Then we diet Bhel. Then we diet chutney. So you say diet chutney? Not a drop of oil, huh? And yes, from soya. Soya chutneys. See, the problem is, if all this were correct, we would be a very fit nation by now. The fitness revolution is taken up. I'll come a little bit later to this, but I'll tell you one thing. Who do I want to help them? I want to help you guys. See, if you all have taken out the trouble of coming for a seminar on a Sunday, it means that you all are driven. You all want to do the right thing. Otherwise, I couldn't have gotten you along out of paint or not. So we assume that you all are the people that I want to help. Okay? There is a person who's very well-meaning, the intent is correct. So let's look at a father who wants to make his kids grow up nice and healthy. So the father has taken the kids to a movie in South Mumbai, probably an 11 point, stays somewhere in Dadar. He is driving down, his kids are pestering him, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. Father is a health nut. Father wants his kids to be healthy. So he's driving down, and every time he asks, Papa Coke, Papa Pepsi, Papa ice cream. Okay? He says no, because these things are bad for you. And he's driving down. And he comes across Haji Ali Juice Center and passes. And he tells his kids, you want sweet? Have natural sweet. Then his kids come out and he tells the guy at Haji juice center that juice. बेटा कौन सा चाहिए बोलो और सुनो शक्कर नहीं डालना अंदर. There is no such thing as a sugar-free fruit juice because a fruit juice has fructose, which is sugar. You cannot remove sugar out of a fruit. So you tell the father, this is also sugar only, Coke or Pepsi, or isme in the harm that it can do to the body, and this also is a bit shocking for you and something that people at every point in time in multiple ways. One way is infiltration of fat. So basically alcohol-induced fatty liver. That's ectopic fat. Ectopic stands for the term that the fat doesn't belong there. Okay, but unfortunately alcohol keeps bombarding the liver and there is development of fatty tissue inside the liver. Fatty liver is connected with alcohol. What you did not know that fatty liver, or what is called as non-alcoholic induced fatty liver, is connected with fruitarian diets. Okay? Uric acid build-up in the body, but actually the one thing that you should stay away from, as like plague, is fructose. And understand one more thing, why is it so difficult for you all to accept the fact that fruits is unhealthy? Because fruits falls under the bracket of what we call as natural. At one point in time, this word natural used to frustrate me so much that I felt I was anti-natural. But actually, I am more of a natural fan than anybody else. It's just that you have to understand, again, the true meaning of the word artificial. When you have a protein ka dabba, somebody says it's bad for you. Why? It's all artificial. All artificial means what? Synthetic. Nothing for the humans is more synthetic than plastic. Plastic is the poster boy for synthetic. So let's understand what is synthetic. Synthetic means something that is synthesized, right? Something that has been made by humans, human intervention, a process. What is processed foods? Because there is a human process that basically denatures that food, it is called as processed foods. Do you know that cooked food is also processed? Because it goes through the process called as cooking. Please don't stop cooking and don't believe those vegans. Okay, of having everything raw. I'll come to that a little later. But plastic is as synthetic as it can get. And humans can only synthesize from elements of nature. So one of the components of plastic is what? Carbon. Where does carbon come from? Is carbon made by humans? Carbon is an element of nature. Hence, the most artificial synthetic things also can be made only through nature. Just because something is natural does not make it good for you. Just because something is synthesized by humans does not make it bad for you. That stereotyping doesn't work. There are tons of artificial things that are bad for you. There are tons of artificial things because artificial means made by man. Do you know what is the most shock? If I tell you that whole wheat is artificial. No, it grows from the ground. It's made in fields. All grains are artificial. You see, we've been around on this planet as Homo sapiens, as in this present form, for about 2.5 million years. Okay? We have been eating grains as a food, which people tell you, we are adapted to it. We are carb-burning animals. We need carbs for energy. These grains that are giving us energy right now, okay, and that also really bad energy, but I'll explain that later, but these grains that we're eating right now, we have only been eating for 10,000 years. Now here's the thing about numbers. If I tell you, we have been eating grains for 10,000 years, how can we suddenly stop eating them? But if I tell you that we have been on this planet for 2.5 million years, and we've been eating grains only for 10,000 years, 10,000 is 10,000. A figure represented differently. 10,000 years. When you talk about 2.5 million years, 10,000 is like we've just started eating carbohydrates an hour back. You understand? in the whole continuum. Evolution means that the body basically starts improving itself, right? Evolution happens over millions of years. Okay? Mutations happen in 100,000 years. What is mutations? Mutations are subsets of evolution. So obviously you all have seen the working theory that we came from apes. And then from Homo erectus we became Homo sapiens. You've seen those pictures, right? That's evolution. And every single phase has spent millions of years. We are in this present state for 2.5 million years. Probably we won't be in this state and we'll be in a higher self or a better machine we will be probably after another 3 million years, 4 million years, not before that. But when suddenly we are forced to acclimatize to certain environments, at that time certain adaptations take place, and those adaptations can take place in shorter time frames. And those adaptations are called as mutations. So your Kenyans keep winning marathon races because they have mutated. Their bodies carry more blood because they live in high altitudes. And high altitudes forces their bodies, and they've been living in high altitudes all along for generations and generations. So over tens and thousands of years, their bodies have created more blood for them. So normally an average body has got about 5.5 liters of blood. They carry about 6.5 liters of blood, sometimes 7 liters of blood. And that is why they're genetically gifted, because their whole survival depended on the fact that they had better endurance. And endurance is connected with oxygen carrying capacity. Oxygen carrying capacity is connected with RBC count. That is your blood. So with a greater quantum of blood, obviously they are born runners. They are born endurance athletes. Sorry?
Muscles are slow twitch.
Their muscles are slow twitch, and all that will also happen over generations. Again, you're talking about the genome, you're talking about genetics. And that is something that has happened because they've been put in that kind of an environment.
Yes.
Just for pure drinking water, they had to walk 40 to 80 kilometers per day to get drinking water every day. Obviously, the human body will change. Sherpas, Nepalis, how many of you all working out, seriously work out legs? Legs, that seriously work out? How many of you all don't really like the development of your calves? You want to improve your calves? How many of you? You want to improve your calves, not happy with your calves? You will see these Nepalis who never worked out in their life with incredibly striated, full calves. They've been working out calves since they were born. Okay? These Nepalis or Sherpas, they come from generations and generations of living in hilly terrains. So living in hilly terrains basically creates a need for more muscle fibers in the lower limbs. Now this Sherpa that you met here, Nepali that you met here, he is not climbing any mountains. He is living on flat plains. But his gene pool has already been created. He is born with those genes. He doesn't need to climb mountains to build those calves. He already has them. So understand these gene pools, and these are small little mutations happening. When we talk about genetics, 99.9% of our genetics are all the same. It is the 0.1% variation in genetics that basically makes us all different. And it's only 0.1, which means what afflicts you afflicts me, what affects me affects you. There is a medical term that is used, metabolic syndrome. What the hell is metabolic syndrome? There was no such metabolic syndrome in the 19th century. None. It is not suddenly now there's metabolic syndrome. So obesity, diabetes and all this, what is metabolic syndrome? They're called as lifestyle disorders. How come every second person has them? Again, a question which I don't expect you all to answer. It's a private question, but in your minds you should know that I've hit a nerve properly. How many females out here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Half of you all have polycystic ovaries and PCOS. This I know. I don't expect you all to raise your hands. But I know this. Polycystic ovary disorder, PCOD, causing insulin resistance was non-existent. Now it's suddenly every second one.
Very young girls.
Very young girls also.
Like
when something is happening so rapidly, it has to do with something that we consider as innocent, eating. It has to do with eating and nutrition. So I want to help those people who are with the right intent. They want to be healthy but ending up doing wrong things. When you all go to, how many of you all have been to dietitians? You all have paid fees to dietitian? Now answer me this for theplas and your dhoklas and your khakras. Okay, she told you to have that with less oil. She probably told you eat every 2 hours. She probably told you have biscuits but have Mali biscuits. Okay, I don't even know how Mali biscuit can be part of a diet plan given by a professional, educated nutritionist. They put Mali biscuits even to a person who's not even asked for a biscuit.
Really, really, you need to drop on this one.
Okay, and there are reasons for it. I used to talk trash about certain dietitians. How to be open? I was a little immature and I was, rubbish. Suddenly it occurred to me that I have diet देखा नहीं होता. थोड़ा मुंह बंद रखो. I am doing something wrong. I'm calling them names. I'm calling them frauds and fakes, and I'm not even seeing the diets that they are prescribing. Then when I started my consultations, I started getting people with the letterhead of the dietitian and with the diet written down. That was again a wake-up call for me. I said, what the hell is this? And I was more angry with that lady who was there with that page. I said, ये सब चीजें जो लिखी हैं, इतना the only quantities were given. Number one, if it's bread and white bread also, white bread, उतना भी pretense नहीं कि भी brown bread करो because first of all brown bread is as bad as white bread. But उतना भी pretense. I've seen a diet where masala dosa without oil has been put on the diet. Not कि भाई कभी खाओ तो बिना तेल का खाओ, but actually put on the diet. So when I saw these things, I said, maybe this is going too far. When I saw the list made out for that woman, okay, so